Hello everybody, welcome, my name is Ryan. And whilst every video I do on this channel is exciting, inherently, because it involves me, the most exciting person in the world, this game is particularly exciting because you, yes you, the audience, are challenged to do this exact game. Long-term viewers of the channel will know by now that I have a Discord with about 12,500 people. That is a number that absolutely blows my mind, but we'll just gloss over that. These people are loyal Civ 6 warriors. They love the game. And every month we challenge them, including this month, October 2023. This month's challenge is the United States. As you can see, we are loaded up as good old Teddy. And everybody playing this game is challenged to complete a game with certain conditions, certain achievements that you have to do. The more achievements you do, the better you do, the more experience you earn in the server. Now, as the owner of the server, you might imagine that me, Ryan, a beloved dictator, would have the most experience, but I don't. I have a bit, but not the most, and it is embarrassing. So this month, I am taking part in the challenge myself, and you are going to see my attempt. Now, if you've got no interest in the Discord and the challenge itself, that's fine. The game, as it is, will be a good one. Let me explain what this game is. This is the challenge that we are doing. Win a regular game as Theodore Roosevelt. Easy. 100th anniversary. As America, make a national park of Crater Lake and both towers of Yosemite in one game. I actually don't have that achievement. A man, a plan, a canal, Panama. That's one of those, I forget what they're called. Is it palindrome where you can reverse it and it's exactly the same? Yeah, it is. Oh, that's so cool. Build the Panama Canal as Teddy Roosevelt. Again, we can do that. Don't have that achievement. The Big Five. Fill 5 film studios with great works. Easy enough. Hello Cleveland. Perform a rock concert in Cleveland. Well, I'm going to own Cleveland, so that might be a little harder, but we can do that. And finally, that dreaded achievement that I still don't have, and we're going to have to do today. Pizza party. Activate Leonardo da Vinci in New York with great works from Michelangelo and Donatello and a sewer, all in that city. Oh dear. That's going to be fun. Now, as the server owner, I feel like I probably should submit an achieved game with everything. Every single achievement all completed in one game. Plus, you get more experience the harder the game is. So to really ramp up the pressure, today I'm playing Deity++, a mode 2 levels harder than Deity. Yes, I'm a madman. No game modes at all. No mods, just user interface mods, no gameplay mods. This is a straight, raw, unchanged game of Civilization 6. It is a huge island plates map. These are the details. Go to Discord, you can just get the save file, copy and paste it into your computer. It's much easier than trying to replicate it. But most importantly, if you want to play along and you want to use the save file I've left in Discord, both Crater Lake and Yosemite are in this game. Ladies and gentlemen, let's pretend that Ryan deserves to have a place within his own server. Let's get our Teddy on. And now, for an important update. Having been expelled from Oxford University, Bear had met a man named Paul. Oh dear. Luckily for Bear, he had amassed 40,000 subscriptions. These beautiful little signatures attracted the attention of none other than Gilgabro. Scared off by the Majesty, Paul retreated and left Bear to his way. Searching for new subscriptions, Bear travelled to the coast, where lo and behold, it looked like more people for subscriptions. Alas, it was not to be. Bear, our sweet, innocent bear, is now trapped, harassed by giant crabs. Will you save Bear from crabs? Will you help Ursa towards his goal? Thank you so much. Back to the video. Turn 1. And if this isn't a Blursed start, I don't know what is. This is technically a legendary start, don't you know? Interesting legendary start, Ursa. No fresh water, and more importantly, no breathtaking tiles, which is a problem because as Antiquities and Parks tells us, we need breathtaking tiles. They can get either 2 science or 2 culture depending on the terrain next to them. That is essential. As Bullmoose, I find one of the main things you need to do, apart from just reloading a game repeatedly until you get a start you like, which I refuse to do, you need to go wandering and looking for that perfect start. Now, if I look at the Settler tile, you'll note there is, I believe, a river there, the Ohio River. Ooh, that is a tile with decent water, and there is a +4 tile down here that's next to wood. So there's a chance that settling down here might be a really good idea. Never mind wandering your settler along a little bit. It's always worth it. All right, we do have 3 more tiles that we could settle on. And there is the option. That's what I'm looking at here. That is a +4 tile with water. And it's on the coast. So I think that's where I'm going to be settling. It's also next to a mountain and also a wood. So if I put my city center on that tile, I'll get 2 science and 2 culture from the beginning of the game. That's a city-state, but settled next to me. That's a little bit annoying, but I guess we'll go and first meet them, probably. Hunza. Hunza gives me better trade routes. It's fine, but I really am looking for city-states that let me put improvements down that increase appeal. That would be really handy. Anyway, let's get this settlement done. Sailing, boosted. Washington. Oh yes. 2 food, 1 production, 2 culture, 2 science in the capital itself. And there are some tiles around me, such as this one over there. This one. This one. Those are all breathtaking tiles that have both a wood and also a mountain next to them, so they will have both effects here. That's a lot of fun. Now, I'm going to be rushing a religion. I like playing with religion, you know that by now. I feel people that don't play with religion in Civ 6, you're wasting such an opportunity to use faith and to also have a bunch of improvements in your land that you wouldn't have ordinarily. But the good thing is that the holy site does increase appeal to adjacent tiles by 1, so we can actually force more tiles to be high on appeal, which would be a very, very good thing. So for instance, if I were to put a holy site on that tile, that would actually increase the appeal of this tile and this tile to 4. We will keep an eye on that for later. How are we going to play this game? Well, engineers are really important. We must get enough engineering points or faith in order to buy it out to take Leonardo da Vinci from the Renaissance era. There is a whole bunch of medieval era great engineers that we've got to go through first. Otherwise, Donatello and Michelangelo are both Renaissance era artists, so we want to either make sure we're getting a lot of artwork through theatre squares, or we need to make sure that the AI is getting them. Now, I played on a 12-player map because it's more guaranteed that the AI will actually get its act together and make enough to get these things. So hopefully the artist will be claimed by somebody. It doesn't have to be me, as long as I buy them later. I'll be focusing on holy sites, I'll be focusing on campuses, I'll be focusing on theatre squares. Theatre squares also very useful because these things increase appeal to adjacent tiles. By the way, so do entertainment complexes. Later in the game, we will have to start building industrial zones. This is bad. This is -1, but it's fine. Don't worry. We'll find a way around this. Now, why did we play an Island Plates map? People often think Teddy is really good at Highlands maps and maps with loads and loads of mountains. Primordial maps is a good example. He is, it's true, but one thing that people often neglect is that a map with lots of coast has a lot of appeal. Having a coast next to a tile increases its appeal by +1, so large islands can often have a huge amount of breathtaking tiles around them fairly reliably. Island Plates is also an interesting template because when the map is spawned, every tile in the map needs to either have access to the coast next to it or a mountain next to it. That's why Island Plates maps are constantly studded with like individual mountains like this. Also great for appeal. Sneaky, I know. I don't know what the barb situation is going to be like here. Deity++ can lead to some very powerful opponents. I could get a scout, but Island Plates maps are funny old things. Either I'm going to have an island so small that I barely have enough space to spawn on it, or I'll have an island that is as big enough for 2 or 3 civs. So I'm going to compromise and go Slinger. I want to explore, I want more units, but Slingers long term, I can use them to defend, I can get the archery boost with them. That appears to be the Eye of Sahara. Okie dokie, that is really good. That is a workable wonder. I can pop a preserve next to it and get some really good yields, and increases the appeal of the tiles around it to huge amounts. Oh, we like that. We like to see it. I have a very deserty start. That is the only problem. But the good thing about a desert start is it means no rainforest at the very least. Rainforest is the, bane of Teddy. I always thought this was really funny. Someone who treasures the environment. You find yourself cutting down marshes and rainforests wherever you go. What's in the tribal village? A builder. Interesting. I'm actually going to pop a farm down on this tile. There we go. I'll lose a little bit of science, but at least my city will grow nicely now. That's really handy. Should get a little bit more culture from doing that as well. God King. Let's go discipline. Just in case barbs appear, we can now hit them a little bit harder. Alright, there is some space on this island. It's not a lot, but at least we have some space. Foreign trade. Gonna pick that up quickly so that I can build boats as fast as possible. Maritime industries is one of the most useful early game civics you can get. Oh, double speed boats. Yes, and astrology actually finished on the same turn as the Slinger did. I love that. There's the irrigation boost. I always forget to get that. And do we get sailing to actually get things out to the sea? I don't know. We'll see. Now, how many +3 tiles can I improve? This is a really good tile if I improve it, whereas this one, thinking about it, actually is going to be the less useful tile to work because it's not next to a mountain. So instead of the formation that I have put out, let's put this down instead. The holy site itself is going to give me no faith at all, but what it'll do is it'll make both of these tiles +4, and both of those tiles should be worth the full yields. Although saying that, I can never remember if the actual woods get the culture from having the woods on the tile. It says adjacent. Does it count as the tile itself? I don't know. We'll work that out. But I think the holy site on the coast there is actually quite handy because then we can harbor there and get a +4. Yeah, so long term, that works for me. Let's pop that holy site down. We'll get sailing going and we can go from that. Another tribal village. Oh, you know what? I've had a few games recently with pretty much 0 tribal villages around. So having a few is a bit of a relief. I like the sound of that. It's ambitious, but there is a part of me that actually realizes that we could put the Panama Canal down in my capital. I mean, the chances of that happening are so slim, but I think that works, right? Across like that? Yeah, we'll keep that in mind. If I can do it in my capital, that would be quite amusing. Tribal village grants me a recon unit. Okay, well, it's a good thing I didn't build a scout, eh? Rainforest to my north. Never a good sign, that. Nazca. Oh my goodness, what a start. Nazca lines give +1 appeal. They can be put on flat desert terrain, and you can't work them. But for instance, if I were to put a Nazca line down there, it would actually improve the Eye of Sahara really nicely. Oh, yeah. All right, we've got to rush our money and get Nazca on side as quickly as possible. That is brilliant. Going to take the opportunity to go through Hunza's territory before they close their borders. So right in the early game, you can do that. Anything through here? Yeah, a whole other landmass. Wow, it actually looks like we have way more space here than I had feared. Another tribal village. Oh my lord, that'll be my third. Space as well. Is that another city-state? Mitla. There is a meat on them. City growth rate is 15% higher in cities of a campus. That works really well if you do build a lot of campuses, which I actually am not ruling out. Mogadishu, someone's met them. Trader units are immune to being plundered. Good. The envoy I got with Nazca, by the way, very important because the +1 faith means that hopefully I'll get a Pantheon a little bit quicker. And we all know the Pantheon that we're going to be going for today, right? We all know the Pantheon we're going to be going for today. Vatican City. Oh, yep. Okay, Vatican City lets you spread your religion by using great people. Brilliant. But it also gives me another faith per turn, a 1+3. That was first meet. Yay! Go on, Washington. Finish that holy site as soon as you can, please. I could use my gold, by the way, to buy tiles that are going to be very workable, like this tile there. That would be worth both science and culture, but there's only 1 food and 1 production on it. Sometimes as Bullmoose, you can get a little bit excited and give up all your production in order to get lots of early game science, and it can often lead you astray. Just keep an eye on it. Just keep an eye on it. Let's go animal husbandry and see what appears around me. Tribal village, +1 envoy. Oh, I could get a science right now, or I could get 2 extra gold. I can save it and get Nazca a little quicker, which I'm going to do with mysticism because I'm gonna get that boosted. Yeah, let's get mysticism done as quickly as possible. That'll give me the envoy I need. Nazca lines, by the way, early game, they're a little bit rubbish. It's just the appeal I'd be looking at for now, but it's worth keeping an eye on them. They get better as the game goes on. So at the moment, they would only give faith to adjacent tiles, +2 faith if it's got a resource on it. Civil service and mass production unlock the other aspects of it. So it's a little bit lacking to start with, to say the least. I'm gonna get this builder down. We're gonna just work this fish, and that'll be the 3 upgrades I need to get craftsmanship. Nalanda and Korea. Honored to meet you. Yes, I'd love to sample your hospitality. They're all the way up there. That's a good sign, but they have first met both science city-states. A little bit worrying. We won't think about that too much. Oh, Nazca will take a trade route as well to get the envoy. Interesting. How much is a trader? 170. We'll keep an eye. There's a bunch of ways we can take suzerainship of Nazca. I don't know what the best way is going to be. Craftsmanship boosted. France. Hello. Want to meet you. I'll let you know where I am. That's fine. Oh, Paris, all the way up there. Oh, I think I've got plenty of space this map. That's a good thing about playing on bigger maps sometimes. You don't feel so pressed. 1 person is getting a profit. Interesting. We'll keep an eye on that, but my district is finished. The holy site is now down, and as you can see, this tile that I was working anyway is now getting extra science, which is lovely. To answer my own question, no, it does not get the culture because it only gives the culture to surrounding tiles. It doesn't give it to itself. Good to know. I really do have no luxuries at all. There are some luxuries up there, but I mean, the appeal is naff. Some luxuries over there. Again, the appeal's not great. I don't have a huge amount of luxurious space around me. What's the best thing to do? What's the best thing to do? I don't know whether to rush for religion Do we just accept any religion, or do I specifically go after Feed the World? You know it. It's Ursa Ran. It's Feed the World. Feed the World works really well with Teddy because you're often working unimproved tiles and things that kind of make your cities, well, suck, apart from the science and culture. More pop means you work more of these. So I think I do want, yeah, okay, I'm going to go Holy Site Press. The last few games, I've had a lot of luck just sticking around in my capital and just focusing on it a little bit rather than going for the initial second city as quickly as possible. Let's see if my luck on that continues. Don't know if it will. Where are the horses? There are the horses. That is suddenly a really good tile now because that is for appeal. And that would have science and it would have culture in it. Oh, and the farm I put down has some horses under it as well. And there's some horses there. Wow, we have a horsey start. Oh, this is really interesting. This is really interesting now. Do I buy that tile out? I don't think it's worth it. I think it's better to save my gold for a shrine in the off chance that I do pick up Feed the World. You know I like a Feed the World play. Gonna go pottery, irrigate. Is there any point rushing irrigation? I don't know why I'm doing that. There's nothing there to irrigate. Let's go down to mining and bronze working so I can clear rainforest a bit later. And there we go. I just waited outside this barb camp in order for Vatican to get the damage on it. Oh, Nazca, I apologize. And then I get the achieves, the era score for finishing it off. Lovely. I've got plenty of faith, but I haven't got a Pantheon yet, which is worrying. It means a lot of people have got Pantheons, and if the one I want has been taken, I'm going to be very grumpy. Is it still available? Is it still available? No, of course it's not. Okay, I wanted +1 faith for breathtaking tiles. That with Bull Moose is ridiculous. Oh, game. Game. Why would you not give me that? Come on. Fine. Alright, well, we'll have to pick something different then. Clearly somebody somewhere across the map has got some very breathtaking tiles. Don't really have a lot of marshes I'm going to keep, and I'm going to stay away from floodplains to an extent, so Lady of the Reeds and marshes, my usual pick, isn't very helpful here. I could go for improved strategics, God of the Craftsman, but I've got the wrong improvement on horses, and things like iron, niter, coal, oil, those all decrease appeal, so I don't want to be relying on those. No real camps. I'm going to go Divine Spark. An extra profit point per turn, and then extra writing points, and then amphitheater scientist points and library points. It's all good. I actually quite like this style of play, and it gets me my religion a little quicker. If I can get my religion first, I get first pick. I get more era score. It's wonderful. Is that career again? God, you're second. Oh no, that's not. That's Greece. All right. Well, at least we know that all the artists are going to be claimed. Greece is an absolute hoarder of theatre squares, or their unique version of Maritime Industries. Put urban planning in for now to get myself the project a little quicker. I'd love to put Revelation in, but I can't. I'll keep discipline in for now until I've got a religion. Well, I could take Vatican over. That would mean that I'd pick Nazca up with the trade route, which I can do as well. So how good is that trade route? It's a whopping +3. I'll pick that up eventually, but I will just take Nazca ordinarily and boringly. Let's do that. Hello, Greece. Honoured to meet you. Love to meet you properly. I'll take your hospitality. Of course I will. I haven't bothered with a lot of Deity ++ introductions. Korea, for instance, likes me -10, which is what you get from having a slightly harder game mode on, but what can you do? First project will be completed. The profit will get boosted along nicely. There you go. That's 13 points. I think if we do maybe 2 more of these projects, we should have the guaranteed religion. I regret not taking scouts, I'll be honest with you. This landmass is a lot bigger than I suspected it might be. Time for state workforce. We can get the government plaza, we can get a governor title, get Pingala in, race through the early game as fast as we can. Vilnius, already befriended by Gorgo. Good for theatre square adjacency a little bit later. Where's my third citizen going to work? Maybe this tile over here, 2 theatre production, 2 culture. That might be a good extra tile to work. It is indeed, and now we're going to pick up these horses a little quicker as well. Another holy site prayer. Bam. I could wait, to be honest. 8 turns, or I could get it in 4. Let's get it in 4. We'll go holy site prayers. I'll get started on the settler. What's in this tribal village? Early empire boost. That's not a bad one, actually. Actually, rather than settler, I'm going to get builder first. Let's get all of these horses worked. 280 gold. Strange play with my gold, but I will be taking a shrine first. There's a few reasons for this. Firstly, I get another profit point per turn. If I do pick up Feed the World, then I've already got it producing food for me. And I have 2 faith city-states already. That means that effectively, I can get a shrine with +4 faith rather than +2. Just a handy amount of extra faith for later in the game. People neglect how useful faith can be. You gotta have faith. George Michael sang about it. Mohenjo-Daro? Useful for settling. Don't need to worry about housing if I claim supplying them their estate workforce. Nothing I can do right now, but the governor is useful. Armani, let's go take over Hunza to start with, and then we'll start a tour. We'll send you then to Mogadishu, then to Vatican City, and we should be getting era score from all of these. We still could get a golden age. That would be helpful. If we could get a golden age, I would be very, very grateful. Do I avoid bloodshed? I'm not even close enough to go to war. Why are you complaining? I've had no bloodshed because there's no one to blood or shed with. Ugh, sometimes the AI. So I get 1 era score for doing that, and I believe it's the first religion. So when you play Blursed, there are lots of options. You can stack choral music to make your religion give you even more culture on top of the culture you've already got. Why would you do that? Basically, that rushes conservation, gets you national parks as soon as you can, increases your tourism, really pushes you towards that victory. Religious communities are always good if you can't be asked with too many holy sites, because you just get a few, making some trade routes that are giving you lots of gold. There are lots of good options. I'm going to go Feed the World because I want to work more of my science and culture. Funny thing is, I always go for Feed the World, and people do joke about this, but actually my other games are probably the ones I didn't need to go for it. Bull Moose, you absolutely do. Like, Bull Moose works for Feed the World as a 100% strategy you should be employing. So yeah, just go for it. I'm not going to rush for a building because they tend to be pretty slow to be picked up. What would be most useful for me? I could go people primacy, spread my religion around, or religious unity, an envoy with each city-state if it first adopts your religion. That would encourage me to spread it around a little bit, and I would get plenty of envoys from that. I don't play with that enough. Probably should. Let's give that a go. Come on. 3 era score for first religion. I need 6 more. I'm going to claim that with Hunza, and hopefully I'll have time to flip Armani around 2 more times before the end of the era. We'll see if that proves to be true or not. Watch out for this tile. This will be the big one. Bam. Oh, 10 turns. No, we're not going to have enough time for Armani tour. All right, we'll have to get a boat. I think getting a boat will give me the era score I need. Oh, yields, more science, up to 9.5. We're playing like a Deity AI here. I am loving Bull Moose. I always enjoy playing Bull Moose. Just always a fun and enjoyable game. Oh, France has gone aggressively south there in order to settle on the luxuries. I don't know if I like that. That's not nice. The appeal, I mean, I could have worked like maybe a tile or 2 of that. We may be a bit pressed in. I don't need to play this game peacefully, by the way. I don't need to play this game peacefully, and I'm tempted just not to. We'll see how it goes. The era score for Hunza. Let's just continue Armani tour. Let's go to Mogadishu this time. Oh, nope. Catherine has influenced that now. Okay, Vatican instead. I'm already at political philosophy. Oh, you gotta love Teddy. Now, who do I go for first? Pingala to get even more science and culture, or Magnus? Now that I've got Feed the World giving me food, my housing will recover pretty quick, and I don't want to chop anything down because it's all giving me good vibes, good style. So I will go Pingala, I believe. 15% of quite a lot is quite a lot. So I'll take it. Now, which tile am I going to work? Probably this one afterwards now. Bit more culture to get me through to political philosophy a little quicker. It might work, you know. I was like, change your government. When I looked at it and didn't do it. 35 gold stupidity tax there. Maritime Industries is going in so that I can just work the galley in 3 turns, which is enough. So I'll get 2 era score for that, and then 2 for taking over Vatican. Should have a guaranteed golden age. Fingers crossed. Now, one of the fun things about the old pasture, doesn't reduce appeal. So we can put them down and we don't have to worry at all about losing yields from our Teddy bonuses. Horses, get them in. We can start selling them to the highest bidder. A little bit of production over the food I was getting from the farm there. Yeah, I do regret putting that farm down. It was, turns out to be a little bit of a waste of time, but what can you do? Oh, there's another continent just over from where Paris is. An interesting start. Korea was going for a holy site. Did you see that there? Interesting. There's the galley. Vatican next turn should give me the era score, so I'm hoping we have a golden age now. See if it works. Double horse. Vatican, it doth bow to me, and I've got a golden age. That's what you like to see, I find. That's what you like to see. Japan. Interesting, just to the north of Korea. We haven't played any games that may question the sensibleness of that particular arrangement. No, not at all. Good thing is that none of the AI around me seem to have horses at all. We might have stumbled accidentally into quite the economic advantage here. Third source of horse. Washington's got 16 production. It's not bad. And we're up to 12 science, 12 culture. Would be better if Korea wasn't on, 32 science. This is what we're going to find, by the way, with Deity++. The AI is not going to hang around. They have bonuses that stretch almost to 100% on your yields. More in some cases. It's going to be really difficult. God, France has got really weird lands, and I've realized that my slinger is stuck. Ugh. Oh, that's a pain. Sorry, Slinger. It's your life now. Now you're French. There it is. Political philosophy in the same turn as a new era. Oh, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I'm brilliant. Classical Republic. Let's get more great person points, a bit more faith, and we can get the happiness. And this is where my diplomatic policies start to become wildcard policies. Not that it makes a difference, but I do get 2 favor per turn from that. Let's pop Diplomatic League in. Urban planning is all right. Settlers, and we'll get builders. No, not settlers. Yes, settlers. Settlers I want to do. Builders are the ones that I can buy with. Oh, now I get really confused. No, I'm going to buy the settlers, build the builders, drink the drinkers, pat the patters, hug the huggers, and what else are we going to put in? I'll go charismatic leader for now, but I mean, ultimately, I'm not sure that's the best option for me. And I could go for any of these choices, but monumentality will help me just to spread out a little quicker. I do have 180 faith. Just going to work the settler through. Then I'll get myself the settler with faith. Let me put 2 cities down. And I'm looking for places that combine fresh water with a lot of high peel tiles. If I remove this marsh, I have a really good opportunity to pop some stuff down in this area. It's going to give me loads of breathtaking tiles. Not many of them are very good. At least some of them will help a little bit. And I'm going to pop another city there. Do I want to go and settle near France? These tiles are all terrible for me. That's the problem. And I'm going to antagonize them. Down to theology. I'm going to feed the world even harder than we're doing at the moment. I'm going to turn this, away from a restaurant and more towards like an industrial school canteen. All right, there's the settler. We're going to set you off and immediately go for this settler here as well. Where is a fire? Oh, nowhere near me. Therefore, I care 0. We lost a bit of population there, but Washington should recover it pretty quickly. Let's get the watermill in as quickly as we can. I think we've got enough yields around me to make that worth it. I just had France telling me an offer for not spying. I don't know what spies are. And I just had Korea tell me off for not knowing what science is. All right, I don't have 35 per turn, but I'm doing my best, okay? So leave me alone. Now, I believe that features like marshes are removed when you settle a city. I hope so, anyway. It would be a little bit of a miscalculation if that doesn't happen. Yes, it looks like it has, which means that the tiles around me are a little happier now, which I like. We have Nazca on side. I can go and work that Nazca line if I've got a builder, which I do. So we'll go and work the luxury. That'll help a little bit. We'll get the holy site down as soon as we can. And this other settler is making its way over to city number 3. All in time for some temples. I actually am rushing towards industrial zones, but thinking about it, I should be going for construction instead. Lumber mills are one of the few sources of genuine production that Teddy can pick up. Mines, quarries, terrible for me. Reduce appeal, very limiting. Oh, my city's unhappy, is it? Oh, that's such a shame. Oh, no, it's not. I realize I'm not selling my horses like an absolute fool. What am I doing? All right, fine. This is not a masterclass in how to play this game. Okay, we get loads of gold from that. Why did I not do that before? Again, problem with Teddy is that you're always using all of your tiles for like important stuff. So my government square is going to be rubbish. I can't link it up with an industrial zone. Campuses are difficult to link up now as well because they all replace very good tiles. If I want to put the Panama there, which I mean ultimately is probably a bit problematic. It's ambitious, but I could put it anywhere. I could put it literally anywhere, and I'm tempted to engineer it through later. Oh, it's just for the memes, though. For the memes! I have to do it for the memes. Ugh, Government Plaza, I'm going to put it there. At least then, my holy site's getting more adjacency, and I can get my governors done as quickly as possible. Right, first Nazca line down. You can see it goes bump like that, and look at that. Oh, 2 extra faith to that tile, and it's now employed the science and the culture like a boss. That's what you want to see, isn't it? It's what you want to see. The Nalandan improvement is quite handy next to my holy sites, admittedly, but Mittler, growth rate, I'm going to go for Nalanda to start with. I mean, it's right next to Korea, though. I'd rather see what's going on around Mittler. No, we'll go Mittler. Stick to my initial gut on that. City number 3. We may have to do a lot of settling to get Cleveland. I think you can just rename the city. I'm pretty sure it will let you do that. But I don't know if I feel right about that, you know. So I'm going to keep settling until it appears. I like that as a concept, as a strategy. It's fun. Theology. And I'm going to treat myself immediately to a temple because it's worth 8 faith, 3 food, and 2 housing in Washington. Bam. Oh yes, the capital's getting rather plump. And connoisseur. And don't mind if I do. Don't mind if I do. Up to 22 culture now. 50% increased production towards settlers in the city. Yep. Let's switch to settler production. We'll get Washington to build that and then start cranking the settlers up. I know, Pingala's in the city. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It'll grow. It's what Feed the World's for. Here's Mitla. It is discovered that Greece is already making Mashi Pishu. What are we surprised about in that, hey? Oh wait, we're not. Buy the marsh tile just so that I can chop it down for New Orleans. Pop a holy site down on that tile, which should reverse all of the 2 appeal tiles around it into being nice +4s. Delicious. Horseback riding. We did it, everyone. Yay! Oh, and actually, France follows my religion. Haha. Oh, that's wonderful. Japan's got their own religion, but France follows mine. I can't help but feel that the monumentality rush would have been so much better if I just managed to pick up that Pantheon, but what you gonna do? I'm not gonna keep it, but the masonry quarry is just gonna go down there. Probably gonna ruin the town next to it. Oh no, it's not too bad. But I'm going to clear it, harvest it, and then go and find this coffee over there. So I just bought some coffee from France, which is great because I'm gonna go and work my own source in a second and sell it to the AI for way more money. Oh, these are the sort of diabolical things that Ursa gets up to in his own time. This is what I mean. I bought it for 3 gold per turn and I sold it for 8. Small increments of gold is the sort of gold that works well. Washington needs a better tile. All right, I'll treat you to this one. Oh, 3 science on that tile. Lovely. I always find the turns between 40 and 80 the quietest because you've settled out a little bit. There's not much you can do because tech hasn't evolved enough to actually give you anything of use in your empire. So you're just sort of sitting here watching careers science get higher and higher. We don't like to think about that too much. That's the sort of thing that gives us existential crises. Just like when you imagine just how big space is, just how empty it is, just how meaningless we all are. Yes, thoughts that we don't consider too much. Recorded history gives Pingala a researcher, which is starting to stack up very nicely now. Perfect, 34 science per turn. That's looking excellent. We can just spread my religion. I treated myself to a single missionary. Of course I did. Now we can get games and recreation. And now, just pick up a builder. I can start working some lumber yards. That'll give me a better production to write home about. Dear family, it's me, your son, Ursa. For I refer to myself as such to my own family, because why wouldn't I? It's me, Ursa. I would like you to know that I have a lot of production. Like, think of a big number and multiply it. That's me. That's old Ursa. That's it, family. Good writing to you. Sorry I couldn't afford the postage on this stamp and that you're probably going to have to pay for it. It was either that or put this letter on the back of a carrier pigeon. And after last time, after the incident with old Mincy, we don't talk about that. Oh, I've lost it. I've actually lost it. What am I talking about? This is what happens when I film after 8 o'clock in the evening, all right? My brain just vanishes into sort of a small black hole-shaped mess in the middle. Right, my religion's spread out now. That means if I do go and give myself holy sites, which I will very soon, I can buy some shrines in and just get those done immediately. Now, I'm just getting a second galley for shipbuilding. Ta-da! As soon as I have shipbuilding, I can actually rescue my slinger. You thought I'd forgotten about it. Nope, I never forgot about it. I just didn't care about it. Oh, the time of the game when you can start selling Diplo favor. It's my favorite time of the game. Oh, that's a lot of extra gold. That's a lot of extra gold. And some iron. Oh, I like having iron because I can sell it to somebody else. Here is the production. The most productingness of history. Well, now that I have another governor, what do I even do with them? Should get Magnus, really, then I can actually start not losing population every time I make a settler, which would be pretty handy. Actually, look at all this marsh to remove in New Orleans. I've changed my mind. Magnus, you go over there. Yes, all that extra food would be delightful. And plus, I've got another builder, because I'm just using that for monumentality right now, because New Orleans... Sorry, Washington is about to print settlers out, but I'm just thinking, do I just lock in a district now? Do I save myself for an industrial zone? in order to start getting engineering points. Do I get a harbour for the trade route? The trade routes are still a bit rubbish at this early stage of the game, so I think instead I'm going to go for a +3 campus somewhere. Now the question is, where has the worst appeal? This, that tile would be okay, but because of the reef, tempted to pop that out. I mean, admittedly, a preserve would be fun around that area as well. Like, I was thinking about plopping one there, and it would work 2 tiles of the Eye of the Sahara, which admittedly I would find... Actually, there's only one of them, isn't it? I'd find it quite difficult to work it, admittedly. Oh, do I just settle for 2 and ignore the era score? 90 gold. That tile, I mean, that tile is worth 2 culture and 2 production. Sorry, 2 culture and 2 science, because it's got the mountains and the forests around it. It's just a pretty tragic tile. It will get improved by Nazca, though. All right, I'll ignore the era score. And we're probably going to go for Dark Age anyway. That's fine. We don't mind that. Another lumber mill. Yes, it's a lot of bonus production. A lot of bonus production. Another one there as well. My empire is finally switching online. And to that, I say, took you long enough. I've got 35 science per turn. My science is not bad. I'm actually only 3 techs behind Korea. Babylon. It's got to be Babylon in lead, right? Who beats Korea? We don't think about that. We don't think about the answers to questions like that because they're horrific. Who do all these like? Hunza. Stop giving France all of your troops. I disapprove of this, especially because I'm planning on settling right there. You know what? I might actually just settle away from the coast. Is that a good idea? Sort of is, isn't it? I don't like the idea of settling right next to all these warriors. Oh, fine, I'll do it anyway. I'll just plonk a galley in that city and it'll be fine. It'll be fine, I'm sure. What could go wrong? New Orleans has finished its holy site, which means we immediately go shrine and temple and just watch my faith per turn skyrocket. I'm also going to treat myself to a buffalo watermill almost instantaneously as well. And rush ancient walls for no reason whatsoever. Does Ursa feel secure? No, he does not. And finally, a very special shout out goes to Glorious Petra, Matthew Wilkinson, Paul Coffey, Portland, Clint Hennis, Scott Stratton, Major King Kong, Davalex, Skeptical Bear, Cinnamon Beard, Petra Ryan, Rom88, Radiatore, Private Selection, Genoa Salami, Boyzoro, Callum Billy, Garrett Gowan, Polar Beret, El Truant, Creston, RB Hedged, Mushkin Mandletort, Esri Dax, Deeble Time, Burial, I'm Daft, Gooberman, Dr. Bobby, Polar Wallabear, Mixomatosis, NTG Golfman, Victor McPupster, Indigenous 68, Technology Poet, Teddy's Ursa. Thank you everyone for your support. See you all in the next video. Goodbye!